it excites me. I'm just ready. Even you saying it, enemy territory, I think exactly like that. I want to go there. I want to, and especially experience the new country. I've never been there, so it's going to be fun.
My next guest is going to be back in action, heading to enemy territory, UFC 293, September 9th, going to be taking on Jack Jenkins. It's Jose Chepe Mariscal back here on the program. Chepe, how are you?
Doing great, man. How about you?
No complaints. Happy to be talking to you. What a fight this is. When did you find out? Obviously, this fight's going to be taking place next month.
Man, I could say like a couple of weeks after my last fight. It was nice. Like I was kind of like getting it still settled in my new place and settled with all the new things coming in, and the training camps and stuff. So and I went straight back to training right after my fight. I had some bruised fist, but I was still able to like get in there and get some work in, and now fully healed.
Were you surprised to get a fight so quickly, especially in a different weight class? Because obviously the debut was at lightweight. I know sometimes it's hard for them to, find you a fight if you're moving down a weight class.
Yeah, man, I definitely was surprised, especially because how soon, and then it's overseas, and then it's at 145. So I've traveled overseas before, like I fought in Russia, in Ireland, Brazil. So I've done the overseas things, and I'm going 10 days early for this one. So it's like, man, it just yeah, it excites me. I'm just ready. Even you saying it, enemy territory, I think exactly like that. I want to go there. I want to, and especially experience the new country. I've never been there, so it's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's one of the perks of the job, right? You get a little bit of traveling in, which is great. So how much did you know about Jack Jenkins before taking this fight? Was he someone you were aware of?
I didn't. I wasn't. Honestly, I've seen he was in the locker room where in Jacksonville with me when before he went out. So I seen a little bit of his style, his technique on the mitts, and it was funny. Like right before they walked out to fight, I was like, I told my corner, I was like, man, I could see myself fighting that guy. Like hands down, like, and he's a 45er. So I was like, oh, and I even measured him, I was like, all right, like that's a dude I could like run into. Yeah, then I did the fight, and then right after they asked me to fight him, and I was like, oh, okay, well then, I was just like, okay, well, here we go now, like yeah. I got to make weight, I got to do this traveling, I got to represent myself, my team, and show the UFC who I am.
Have you had fights before where you went and fought someone in their hometown? I'm sure you have. Obviously, this is like heightened because it's a whole, country backing them, right?
Yeah, no, I have. I like when I fought in Russia, the country there obviously has all their back. Brazil, same thing. Ireland, and even guys here, like when I fought Bryce Mitchell, they had hardcore Mitchell fans. Gregor Gillespie. Yusuf Zallah was in Denver when I fought him in Denver. The arena blew up when they announced his name and everything. So yeah, I got used to it. I like the booze. I like it makes me laugh. I think it's really funny. Because I'm living my dream. I'm doing the sport. And I like the competitiveness. I want ride or dies on every fighter side, and it's awesome. It's just cool to experience all that, and then yeah, man, get the job done once I'm there.
Training camp, who have been some of the main guys helping you get ready? You have a lot of teammates fighting, like as of you got. I know there's some fighting this weekend, and then obviously you had Gaethje win a couple of weeks ago. Like, how cool is it? Like right now, it seems like everyone's got a fight book.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's good and bad, obviously, because the good is like, man, I was part of all these camps. It's great, but now everybody fought, so it's like, okay, now I'm the only one basically in the training room. So everybody's like healing up. Corey's elbow's broken or tore his tricep. Gaethje, he's living it up. So not having them right now is tough. But I got Archie Collin. He's one of my favorite training partners right now. We push each other in every parts of the room, from strength conditioning, jiu-jitsu, judo, everything. Like we just it him being part of the camp, it's awesome. But I got a lot of other guys' names that obviously it's not out there like that. But yeah, we figured out camp and we're just getting things ready.
Now, I just talked to your girlfriend, Claire, like literally like 20 minutes ago. Total coincidence, by the way the interviews worked out. But I know she's going to be going down to Australia with you. Who else is going to be making the trip? Do you know?
So I got Valor Caballero, Mike Gonzalez, and Aaron Porter.
Okay, nice. That's a good. Porter's the guy at Landau, right? The conditioning guy. Yeah. Claire told me that in the last interview. So
yeah, he's always been my guy. It's just, man, it's tough to get all these guys out in my corner. You know, this is probably one in chance deal to get all 4 of them out there and have my squad there. So it's going to be it's going to be, and it's definitely going to be fun.
Now, you mentioned getting out there 10 days before. There's the time change. There's all the travel. And I know you've never missed weight, at least not to my memory. But like, how does that affect the weight cut? Because I know you'll be out well in advance, but like, do you like research like what's because, you know, not everything's going to be the same in Australia as in America, you know? So I'm sure that's stuff you thought about in terms of making 145.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I asked a lot of other fighters and other coaches from other camps that I know personally who've gone to Australia with their fighters, even from all the way to like from California, just because how we fly. It's weird how we have to fly over the countries. We can't go through the ocean. So it's just just doing calls, preparing everything over there, getting an Airbnb where they have all those kind of things, finding the right spot for the weight cut. It's more of acclimating, you know, like that's the bigger picture. I obviously want to go to have a good nap like during the plane, but once I get there, I'm just so focused on the fight, and then after, then we'll have some fun.
Yeah, for sure, man. How's this fight playing out on September 9th? How do you see it going down?
Definitely a finish, man. It has to be a finish. I want nothing but finishes. That's my goal. You know, the finish business, I like to call it. And yeah, like I hope not hope, but my plan is to get it done in the first, second round. He's a very tough opponent, good output. It's very tough. That's why I think he won the Emmers fight. People keep saying like, "Oh, Emmers won that fight," and it's like, man, I don't know. Jack looked like he was game ready. You know, he had the face. He was like, you know, he didn't look like he was whining. You know, it's kind of body language. You know, and I felt like Jack had the better body language. You know, it's better for the judges, better for everybody right there. And that kind of like once you're in the arena, you know, that's when you could see the most. So I felt like, yeah, Jack won by, you know, toughness and output and staying in there, you know. So I felt like this is what's could be. It's gonna be a good fight, fun. I hope, you know. But I just know I'm going out there for the finish.
Are you going to stay a couple extra days in Australia, or are you heading right back home after the fight?
Yeah, the plan is like 2 days after, you know, like start hitting out Tuesday. I've done it all the time. I've traveled. I'm like, might as well if we travel, you know, use the little extra bucks to stay for a bit, you know. And yeah, I'm planning to stay for a bit and experience Australia, and then like without the fight and everything else. So yeah.
Now, do you and Claire bring the video games with you on such a long flight? I would imagine you got to bring something portable, right?
Yeah, for sure. No, yeah, we're definitely taking the Xbox all the way over there. You know, in 10 days too. I'm like, man, we gotta. I can't be walking around all around Australia, so I gotta find something to put me down for a bit. So yeah, like we always play multiplayer on Call of Duty, so it's like, man, might as well just bring it along, and then maybe buy something, you know, in between too, like a Switch or something. Just
I was gonna say on the plane, because that's a long flight, man. You might need something to like keep you. You know, I know you'll be sleeping and stuff too, but you need like a Switch would be great. I just came back from vacation. That saved my 6-year-old in the car, like just having that to play on the long drive. We did like a 5-hour drive or something. So it was
the plan then, man. I'm heading there today because Claire got a fight this week. You know.
Yeah. You're going to Arizona to corner, right? Yeah.
Yep. So
and Justin Wetzel's on that card too, right?
That what? Say it again.
Justin Wetzel's on that card as well. You got a couple teammates.
He is. And we have another teammate too, Josh Marsh. He's on it. He's another guy. He's another dude I use in camp as well. He's like 6 feet tall, 145er. He's perfect for a lot of those kind of situations. So, yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. That especially that card is gonna be pretty stacked. So I'm definitely got to find something to do. So I'll switch one. I guess it won't hurt.
There you go. Have you played the Switch before?
I have with my son. My son has it. I bought it for him when it was like first coming out. So every time he visit, he brings his Switch. So right away, I take advantage of it, see what's up on there. But yeah, man, I like it. Personally, like it. I don't like the games my son plays, but I'm gonna get my own and then see which ones. What do you recommend? What do you think is
So
good?
I got a lot. So that's all my son plays is the Switch. Have you played Super Mario Odyssey before?
No, I haven't.
Buy it. Trust me.
Right.
And okay, listen, I want you to buy it. I want you to play it, and then I want to hear after because I think it's such a cool game. It's like the old, it's like an adventure game and stuff, but it's so endless. There's so many fun things about it. I personally think it's one of the best games ever made, period. I think it's great. So
For sure. I'll let you know for sure.
and you know what? You could probably get that game used now because like it's been around for a couple of years, or even they might even have it on discount now. Because the games are like $80, I think, around there. So if you get like games that are a bit older, like that one, I bet you could get it a bit cheaper, like $40-50 now. I bet you could get it on like discount. So keep that in mind here. So
Yeah, for sure. I look in the Facebook Marketplace or
that too.
Prime,
Yeah, I do that as well. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Chepe, thanks so much for doing this, man. Really excited for all the stuff coming up for you. It's UFC 293, September 9th. If there's anyone you want to thank before we get out of here, any sponsors, any social media, anything like that, I'll give you the last word.
I'd just like to thank my team, Elevation Fight Team, my partner, Claire Guthrie, my cornermen, Valor, Mike, Aaron. And I'd like to thank my management team for doing their thing. And I'd like to thank guys doing interviews like you, giving us a chance and a voice out there.